What's up, bro?
Yo, what's up, man?
Not much. How you feeling? How y'all doing?
I'm good, man. I think chat's good. We got over 100 in here for the
Okay.
interview. We was just watching Jerome Randall make
Yeah.
125 free throws in a row on his IG live,
Oh, okay.
rebounding by himself. So he was just in there shooting for like
Yeah, LA
30 minutes.
Fitness. Yeah, Romy Rome, man. That's my dog, man. I respect Rome to the highest degree. I respect everything about his game, man. He a good dude too. He
Yeah,
love hoops.
I think there's certain players you can just watch how they play, and you can tell like, oh, I know how this guy trains just by the way he
Mm,
plays. You could tell how he trains, and he's definitely that.
sure. Very strategic. Very like he's one of them dudes where it's like no wasted time in there. He know exactly what he do and what he get into. Like he was like that when we played together. Like when he would come in the gym and work on his own. Like he did exactly that. He did the same few things every day, and he translated them to the game with ease because he did them so much.
Yeah, is that now that we're talking about it, is that something you recognize? Like, is that a pro mentality, or is that a different like? Because I've seen a lot of pros that don't work like that,
Hmm.
and there's some guys you can tell they're just very rhythmic with and very intentional with the way they do everything, very regimented. So is that something you think is the norm amongst pros, or is that something you see just a specific few set of guys do?
I think when it comes to guys who are in that tier of a scorer, I think that it's a routine thing. I don't know one dude who I look at whether it's an NBA guy, overseas guy that I look at as like a dude who's a good scorer that doesn't have a routine. And I think it's that way because being that type of player, you have to work on the same stuff over and over and again because teams try so hard to shut you down that when you do get them to fall for whatever moves is you do, you have to be able to make them shots at an efficient rate because they do their best job to try to guard you. So I think that if you watch, like I don't know if you follow Dame any, but on his
Yeah.
Instagram, he's done a thing where like he's been posting like his workouts on his story, and a lot of it is just basic, simple things where it's like catch and shoots, balance work, and he's been doing that stuff for years. If you watch Kyrie, the same thing, but in his own way within the mid range, where he does a lot of balance work, a lot of finishes. KD, his hang dribbles, his 1 and 2 dribble pull ups, he works at them tirelessly, and it's like it's all simple stuff, but it's stuff that once you get out of whatever move you get to, it always comes down to that. Whether it's a pull up or it's a side step, everything it's always a 1-2 pull, left, right, whatever way you're going, 1-2 pull. And I think that when you establish that foundation, the moves you do are just something to add extra to it.
When did you learn that? Because that's not something. And did someone teach it to you? Because that's not something I learned until I kind of just stumbled across it myself as I got older. But it's something I look back on. I'm like, man, why didn't someone teach me this? Like how to be regimented, how to be very specific with my like kill spots,
Mm-hmm.
and then just having counters to that. Like I didn't need everything. I just needed like
Hmm.
one or two simple things.
It's something that I learned just through watching, for honestly. So I watch a lot of film and then I watch myself some, and I noticed, and I think I said something like this on my TikTok one time where I'm like, a lot of moves that people see me do, a lot of them I really don't work on like that. But what I do work on is my base, getting back to a 1-2, whether it's going right left, whether it's going left right, it's going off the hop, step back left and right, like all of that stuff I work on. But as far as like, let's say I do an in and out cross to a step back or hang dribble, maybe tween behind, all of that stuff I work on in ball handling, but I don't work on it in a move sense where it's like I'm on the court and I'm doing this. It's those things just come with instinct reading the defender, but I always get back to my base, whether it's going right, left, right, off the jump, off the hop. So I work on those things a whole lot, and I think that when you watch a lot of these other guys, they do the same thing. And I think I just picked it up because I'm like, man, I don't, cause like even when it comes to posting up, like I post up and I have a really good efficiency when it comes to post fades. I don't work on post fades when I work out. Like I don't work on them, but because I get to know how to get back to my base, that's a valuable weapon for me when I got a smaller guard on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it just comes back to that, just working on that base. Like you want to get your handles and everything tight by doing ball handling at full speeds. But when it comes to the moves, like the step backs, the side steps, and everything that comes before that, the setups just come from just to me, for me, they've always just come off a feel of the game. And then the other
Yeah.
stuff is what I work on.
Yeah, I think for me, the way I always tried to explain it to people is like I had my pickup, like how I was picking the ball up with the ball in my right hand.
Hmm.
I knew exactly what my offhand was doing. Like I'm bringing my hand
Hmm.
to the off ball. If it's in my
Hmm.
left hand, I know how I'm bringing it to my shot pocket. So
Yeah.
from there,
Yeah.
like you were talking about with your base, all right, well, if I'm going left, it's in my left hand. I like to get into my 1-2, like T Mac.
Hmm.
So hang dribble into my 1-2. If I'm
Hmm.
going to the right, it might be better off a step back because I can get into my
Hmm.
base, I can get under the ball. So now whatever move I do is irrelevant. I just know if
Hmm.
it end up in my left hand, it might get into my T Mac. If it end up in my
Yeah.
right hand, probably into a step back to get on balance. And
Yeah.
then everything you do from there is like, if you have the base, I think is what you're saying,
Yeah.
then the handle can be, I always say, improve your dexterity. Like don't
Hmm.
practice the move necessarily, but practice like your
Hmm.
dexterity. Do some two ball stuff, tennis
Yeah.
ball stuff. Like make it where you can just do the handles. But then once you start playing, it's like, all right, what if I can get you leaning and the ball's in my right hand, boom, into my step back,
Hmm.
leaning to the left, into my hezzy. Now you can build your counters off of that. Like you can hezzy, you can start shifting your shoulders and your height. So I think what you're saying is super important. Like don't look at, don't watch me go between hezzy pull up.
Yeah.
It wasn't all of that. I'm just using those moves to get the defender off his line or to get them to
For sure.
shift position. Once it's in my left hand, that decision is made. I know what I'm getting
For
to.
sure. 100%. 100%. Yep,
And
that's me. And I've seen I think that simplifies your work too, and you can do more efficient work with that. So like when I go into the gym, I can get 600-700 shots up on the gun, and it be efficient, and I feel good about it because I know I'm working on those simple things. But then when I go play, those things translate because I know in the back of my mind the move that I'm doing is just to get me open, and then I just always think 1-2 or jump, hop, step, whatever, and on balance, and I know I have a good chance of making that shot, no matter if it's contested, no matter what. Like as long as I get a clean bring up of the ball, I feel like I got a high chance of making that shot.
yeah, and I call it a flow chart. Like in fighting games, you have like, if I land this move, I do this move, then I do this combo later. Do you have that where if I'm at the top of the key and I'm in triple threat, like I'm going to do this, and if he does this, here's my counter. If I catch on
Hmm.
the wing and I'm going to the left, like, and he cuts me off here, here's my counter. Do you have like your very specific moves that you go to and you know what the defense's response kind of has to be to it?
No, I won't say I have like a specific move pattern. Basically, where I'm at, I think what I do is I just read the defender. So a lot of times, if I get to a move, it's because I get a defender leaning. So I give you a jab to see what you're gonna do. I give you a hang dribble to see what you're gonna do. Because I'm just really a lot of it is predicated off of your hand is down off of the move that I'm doing, a shot going up. You know what I'm saying? If your hand is up off a move I'm going, then I'm gonna drive to make you make another decision. So if I drive and I get by you, obviously it's a lay. But if I drive and you drop that leg to where you're trying to beat me to the spot, now I can stop on dime or I can do a step back if I got you leaning. So like a lot of it is just depending on what the defender is doing and how I can take advantage of it. I always try not to. I always never predetermined what I'm gonna do based off of where I'm at, just simply because in the game of basketball, especially in the 5-on-5 world, like the scouting force is always created off habits. So if I know that if team knows like okay, he's more effective when you allow him to do this or that, or he's gonna do this or that when he's here, then they can take it away from you and you limit yourself. But if you're a guy that no matter what you do, I have a counter for it, then those guys are pretty much harder to stop. So I've always tried to become a guy like that, and I think I've done a pretty good job of that over the years, becoming better at it. Just being more efficient as a shooter and picking my spots better. But yeah, that's kind of how I attack it.
So in like 5-on-5, I don't know if you were this way, but I typically didn't worry too much about the guy guarding me, but it was more so like
No,
where the help
the
was.
help is yep.
So if there's a help defender to the right, I might do like an in and out to the right to make you think that's the way I want to go. so that you lean to the right and then I can get back to the left. So it's like might set
Mhm.
them up to where the help is so I can get away from the help. Is that going to be different playing one on one? Like, do you have to intentionally focus on the guy guarding you now? Is that like a different mentality or?
I think you got to look at it too. Just 1 second. Let me open this door. I'm sorry. My son's grandma's coming to get him, so
All right.
I need to open this door for her. How you doing? I said they in the room. Yeah. But so I look at it like this: when I'm playing 5-on-5, and the reason that it's easy to kind of like read the help side is because you can't be as touchy in 5-on-5 as you can in ones. So also, if you think about a lot of guys in defense on in fives, what do? They shade you to a way where the help is and kind of let you and try to funnel you to the help. So they don't really just try to stick to you like that
Yeah.
for real. For real. They kind of funnel you into a zone of where the other help is. So when it comes to ones, because it's so me versus you, I'm not necessarily looking at that. I'm literally just reading what the defender is doing in front of me. But I think it makes it easier for me because now my attack points are easy and it's simple. If I get by you, there's no one at the rim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which that's where it's like I make it really difficult for guys to guard me because in a one-on-one situation with me being a really good attacker, if I get you leaning one way, or if I get you off balance to get a straight line drive where I can open your hips up, you're not gonna be able to test me at the rim for the most part because I'm athletic, I'm long, I got quick finishes. So I kind of look at it like that, like what you said, you really focus on that guy in front of you. But I think my attack points are way more simplified because I don't have to worry about two or three other guys.
Yeah. I think one of the things I preach a lot for elite scorers, one thing I look for is like how well they can get their hands free. And you
Hmm.
would know this playing in FIBA. Like, I don't know if it was like this the first time you played, but how much more physical they can be in the cylinder. So if
Hmm.
you can't just pull up in someone's face because if they can put their hand
Hmm.
there, it's not necessarily a foul. So overseas, you're creating that space. You're getting your hands free. You might be pushing off with that arm to get your shot off. I think that's
Hmm.
something that's going to benefit you. Also being taller in the one-on-one scene, being able to do that, and I think that's what a lot of defenders probably haven't had to defend against. So I think that's definitely going to be an advantage. Is that something you don't see? Like, do you notice a lot of these habits where you're like, why didn't this guy just do this? Why didn't this guy just do this? Do you think you have a lot more of those habits already built up that it hasn't really
Yeah,
been seen in the one-on-one scene?
when I watch a lot of these guys in the ones, I'll see them do way too much. And it's like you have a shot 2 or 3 moves before that. So why don't you shoot that shot? I don't know if it's from not being comfortable shooting those shots or if they are just looking to get like highlights or they feel like they need to do this and that. But I think that the guys who have the highest success rate in winning against elite competition within that space, they are a little more simpler than others.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my approach on it. I think that the simpler, the better, the easier, and the more energy you have to withstand the duration of the game if it goes longer. So I
yeah,
always look at like that's why as a scorer you have to make yourself as unguardable as possible. You got to kind of be able. You got to really beneficial to be able to score at all three levels because if you have an answer for everything, like if you try to bag off me and I can make it, if you try to play me up strong and I can go finish at the rim, or if you try to play in between to give me space to contest and I can make the mid range, it's like I have an answer for everything, and it's hard to guard guys like that because they keep it simple and they don't have to do too much, you know. And then when you can shoot, it always gives you an opportunity to get to the rim. Like
yeah,
when you can shoot, you know what I'm saying? Because the fact that especially if a gap is between, like, let's say the score is like I'm up 7 or 8 points. Now that's a danger zone for you because if you do back up, I'm feeling comfortable and I can make this three in the league in the span. Or if you play up so close to me, now you run the risk of me getting a high percentage too.
yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how I look at it, bro. I think that those things are relevant to being a scorer and how that can translate whether you play ones, whether you play twos, fives, whatever.
Yeah, and now that you're playing in the one-on-one scene, Sorry, just now that you're playing in the one-on-one scene, do you feel like you're preparing for the game any different, or does this feel like just how you would prepare for a typical 5-on-5 game? Like you look at the scouting report, you look at what it is you need to do, and you're like, that's what I'm gonna put into my training.
So it's a little different. Well, like my training has been a little different. Because when I'm training, I'm doing a lot of stuff within the pick and roll flow of things because a lot of times I play in a lot of pick and roll. Um, the ISOs that I do the ISOs that I get come off of action a lot of times, so it's easy, quick jab work to 1, 2 dribble pull ups.
Yeah,
It ain't when you playing within systems, you're not gonna dribble a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? You have 4 or 5 dribbles here and there, but more times than not, you're gonna have 2, 3 dribbles to get to a spot, make a shot when you're in an ISO situation. So a lot of times that's what I do. So this is a little different for me because it's a 4 dribble thing, but it's all ISO. It's nothing, no pick set. It's no pin downs. It's nothing like that. So my workouts have been predicated a lot towards doing stuff like that. Doing a lot of stuff out of 4 dribbles, getting a little creative, and then the conditioning part of it have been taking that really serious. So man, I've been training for it. I think I've done it for this to be my first time doing this and not having any help, I would say, in the sense of like having someone that's done it before train me. I think I'm doing a really good job of how I'm preparing for it. I think people they'll like what they see when the game comes.
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And, we spoke about this months ago when we did that interview, just about like being prepared for it like it's a different sport. We see a lot of pros come in and just don't take it serious. So the fact that you already are like involved with the scene, you've been to a lot of games in person, you keep up with it when you're overseas. Like I think that does give you like like, oh yeah, that's something that catches a lot of people off guard, so I don't want to be caught off guard with that. So I think that's super important. Do you think it's going to be weird playing 1v1 in an arena?
No, I mean, to me, no, because I've played everywhere. Like I played in the biggest arenas you can play in. I've played in smallest places. I've played everywhere. I played in hectic places. Like that's why like this is like I think what they say is like I'm like 5,000 people I think can be in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
So for me, that's not a lot.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like our average fan base in NBA when I was in there was 18,000. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? When I was in Europe, probably around 7 to 10,000. In China, it's around 10 to 15,000 on average. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, it's not really a big difference. I think that the only thing that will kind of be different is like I guess the heckling is a lot closer to you.
Yeah, and it's just
You know
you.
what I'm saying? Yeah. So like the heckling is a lot closer to you, but the only reason I still even feel like that won't be a bigger deal because where I'm from. Like
Yeah,
so where I'm from, when we hoop and we play in the summer, that is what we're about. Like we're
that's just
about to
what it
trash
is.
talk. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we do. So even then, it's like I've seen bits and pieces of everything that was gonna happen. But even still, like when you see like when it comes to game time, like that heckling and shit, I don't even pay attention to it. I don't really hear it. I really
Yeah,
don't. Only time if you ever see me react to something, it's because somebody said something or did something that I felt was disrespectful to me outside of basketball. Then that might, like, if you come at me as a man, that might get my attention because I'm big on respect because I'm not gonna do that to nobody. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, just to you trash or you suck and he can't shoot or whatever they want to throw, like all of that, I don't really care about that. That won't get a reaction from me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. What do you think this card means? Yeah, I know you've seen the Eugene and Moon matchup
Hmm.
get announced, but what do you think this card and with that type of matchup getting announced, what do you think this means for like the one-on-one scene? Not necessarily just YouTube one-on-one, but just like the direction of basketball in general. Because like someone like Nas, who ended up their basketball journey, ended a lot sooner, the 5-on-5 journey, and you're still playing. You made it to the NBA. Like now, you guys are able to compete on the same court. Like, what do you think this means for like just basketball in general going forward? Or do you think it's just like, yeah, it's just a gimmick or and just a small time event? What do you think?
I think that depending on how this event goes will determine the future for pros. I think that honestly, if I was to lose to Nas, then it would make pros more, or at least specific guys more willing to want to play him because they like, man, somebody got to beat this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that if I beat him in a dominating fashion, I think that it kind of pushes back a little bit because dudes gonna be like, oh, that shit was a facade. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
I
I
agree.
think that, and then like with the Eugene and Moon game, to be quite honest, Eugene is gonna smoke him, and this is what it is, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I always try to be super cool with how I approach some of these YouTube guys, not because I fear any man, but just because I like to do things out of respect. But as this shit is starting to go on, I'm starting to see that they don't really respect guys for real. Even if you give them respect, they don't really give it back. And I think that's classically shown with this Nas case. Like, I ain't never really disrespected Nas. I've always given him his flowers before I even knew we was gonna play, and even after the game was announced when it was talking about him, I talked about him unless it was in reference to me. When it was just him and by me speaking about something with him or opponent that he had, I always spoke about him in a highlight. But the respect don't be both ways. So I'm pretty much done giving these dudes respect unless they give it back to me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So, but Eugene, like if Eugene, if they're gonna go to 30. Eugene's gonna beat him by however many points you feel like it, to be quite
damn.
honest with you. Like,
So
this is what it is.
So do you feel it's just like, because obviously the one-on-one scene, a big part of it, or how it really got started, was the drama. It was the toxicity. And one thing I've been trying to push back on a little bit is like that side of it, because I think that the basketball kind of speaks for itself, really. Like you don't need
Mhm.
too much more. Do you think it has crossed the line of being too personal, or do you think this is just what the space is?
I think that it's a little bit of both. I think it's what the space is, but it's what the space was before you get pros into it. So like when it comes to like pro basketball, right? Not even just pro basketball, just in shit in general. I understand the YouTube space. I understand the content creation part. Like I don't even know if you know or not, but like even when Nas came on uh Backcourt Connection and did that little call out while I was on there, that was scripted. That was scripted by Baller's Life. Like they told him to do that. They told
Okay,
him to get on there and make that a thing. That way they could because his first matchup they were supposed to say, I'm not gonna say his name, but the first matchup they had, they didn't feel like that was a big enough matchup. So they coerced him into telling him to come on there and do that because
build it up,
Mook, yeah, so Marcus T when he hit Marcus like trying to get on the show, and Marcus asked him like, "Yo, is this like something you trying to do with Archie?" No, he like, "Nah, bro, I ain't gonna say nothing about him." Like, you feel me? Like, so in my mind, even though he said that, like I know he about to do something like that don't even sound right. Like, what would you be so willing? Like, why do you want to be on the show that bad to where you gotta you got to hit a marks like you got your own platform. Everybody in the one-on-one space listen to you. So like, why would you need to come on our platform to say something? You feel me? You can just
yeah,
say it on yours. You got your own. But so like it's. But my point is a lot of this stuff is for content creation, and for me, I'm not a part of that world. So I can't separate like if somebody make it seem like it's something, then that's what it is to me. You know what I'm saying? Which is
yeah,
why I always tell Nas like, bro, tread lightly with how you say stuff because for me, you will make this something more than basketball, which is I only want to keep it basketball. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't mind the competitive part at all. But when you get a little too disrespectful and you take it past basketball, then you can't tell me how to react to that. And I don't want to be the type. I'm always been a professional guy, and I don't want to ruin nobody's platform or nobody's event. I don't want to be that person. I never do, and I'm not going to this time. But at the same time, I'm not gonna let you just keep saying stuff, doing little shit just because you think you high and mighty. Like I don't get down like that because I'm not doing that to you. Like I don't even talk about him unless his name is brought up to me in the form of a question, and he just make it sound like I'm just running my mouth about him, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't run my mouth about you. It's people because we had this game. You obviously you know people gonna ask me stuff about you. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Because the event is around you, so you have to be aware of that and know like that's where these answers are coming from. It's not from me just seeking your attention or seeking to say your name. You know what I'm
So
saying?
So I guess from your perspective, like ideal world, you would just come in, win comfortably, and just shut down a lot of the narrative around it, I guess, and then what? Go about your day, and not have to speak
Yeah,
on it
but
much more.
like, yeah, once I beat him, like, I look at it this way: if I beat, like, I don't see a world where I lose. If I beat him and it's a close game, it's not gonna be much for me to really talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, even though I won, it's not like if it's not if it's not in dominating fashion to me, I'm not gonna really have much to say. It's just shit. I just beat him. You know what I'm saying? But I win in dominating fashion, then he gonna hear a little more because it's gonna just prove everything that I believe. You know what I'm saying? Now he could very well prove, like I said, he could very well prove me wrong. But in my mind, his version of proving me wrong is the game being close, but him still losing. It's not like I don't see a world where he beats me in. Like I just don't.
Do you think? Let's say you win. Let's say you win comfortably, and then let's
Mhm.
say Rob wins against Da. Let's
Uh-huh.
say Lat wins against Jerome.
Yeah.
What do you think like the response would be to all of that, or would anyone care and just be like, well, look, Archie came in and beat the number one guy. Nothing else matters.
I think that it would still be pushed back, like, um, because one thing about I've learned too about this space, they're gonna make excuses for these guys. They always do. So, which is cool. But I know that they're gonna make excuses even if I beat him. Like, but I think, to be honest, with the Rob and Da game, like if you seen it, they already making excuses for Rob the first time. Like, oh, he let him win. It's
Yeah,
like, bro, you keep saying he let him win. Dude was down and came back. At any point in time, if Rob just let him win, he should have easily been able to just go do whatever y'all said he was gonna do. But he obviously he couldn't do it. So he didn't let him win. DA took advantage of the what was going on in the game, and that's why he won. You know what I'm saying? I don't see. Oh, when Nesco played Rome, they was saying, "Oh, Nesco didn't take it serious, or he wasn't out of shape." And all, like, man, listen, y'all gonna find an excuse for these dudes. They just lost. It's okay. They just lost. They wasn't better that day. You know what I'm saying? I think that the DA and Rob game is gonna come down to the like 28-30. I think DA is going to win, but I think that it's going to be either way. I think with the Rome and Lat game, I think Lat is going to win. I mean, Rome is going to win. It's going to be a close game because Lat plays hard and Lat, he's a competitor, but I just think Rome's going to win. Rome's just better than me. Like, and that's not me being biased to a pro. That's just what I see. Like, I see Rome is better. He's just older, but he's better. DA's older, but he's better. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And it's not wrong for me to feel that way. Just like it ain't wrong for them to feel like them dudes can't fuck with them. I see both sides, but in my
yeah,
opinion, I watch basketball a lot. I know a lot about hoops. I really study the game. I'm really a savant at it. I just think them dudes better.
yeah, and that's fair. What I guess what do you think needs to happen? Because one of the biggest things I did want to do in the one-on-one space was make it more professional, and I did want to see more. I want to see more hoopers hoop. I don't think like I think the basketball. I'm happy to just watch good hoops. I don't need the build up and all that to it. Those storylines are going to naturally come up. Do you think the one-on-one space is good enough, like the one-on-one basketball is good enough to just sell itself, or do you think it really does need the storylines, the UFC kind of build-ups, the boxing sort of stuff? Do you think it needs that to be successful?
I think that I think that if that stuff comes naturally, then it is what it is. But I don't want to see it forced.
Yeah,
You know,
I
like
feel the same.
when you force it, and it makes it an
Kind of
unauthentic
cheesy, right?
product. Yeah,
Yeah,
like, and that was my whole thing about this situation. I'm like, bro, once I found out that, I was like, bro, y'all forcing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Which is cool. Like, we are where we are now, but it didn't even need to be forced though. Just simply because I had already had said what I said. That was normal. That was like a natural thing. He said what he said. That was a natural thing. But the podcast shit was forced. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was like, okay, bro. I could tell it was forced, but I don't like that part of it. But I guess it was already cool because it was already brewing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, a lot of these dudes within this space, it should just be, look, hey, bro, I don't think you can fuck with me, and like with Zay,
I'm the same. I
like Zay
think
don't
that's good
really,
enough. Yeah,
yeah, you feel me, Zay is a perfect example to me of a guy who really just come hoop. He don't say shit, you know what I'm saying? I think Scoob, as time has went on, has become kind of like that too, where he don't really say shit. It's just who my matchup, who I got to go kill. Let's set it up. You know what I'm saying? Now, I would be lying if I said that controversy doesn't sell. I think we all know that. I think that when it comes to, like, for instance, if you go to the boxing game, I think the reason Floyd was so great was not only because of his fighting skill, but the way he was able to talk it and walk it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it's
like,
Conor McGregor, Muhammad Ali.
mhm.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, like those guys are always the most popular guys. But then you have guys who are super great in their own right, like a Terrence Crawford, who might not say much. You know what I'm saying? But is he as big a sell as Floyd? No. But he's still very, very good in his own right, and he makes a living. But I think that it's just it could go both ways. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But everybody can't be that talker because
yeah.
everybody can't
And
back that
everybody
shit up.
shouldn't try to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just be you. If you are naturally a talker and that's what you do, cool. Do that shit and just be ready to back it up. But if you're not a talker, then don't talk. Just do what you do. Like, and that's why I like Zay. Like Zay, he not a talker and he ain't trying to be. And it's even more to the point where he let his brothers do the shit talking for him. Like you see, they don't even say shit. You saying? But I fuck with that
yeah,
because that's just not him. But he gonna come out there and he gonna bust your ass.
yeah,
I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't trying to do something. Like if I just seen Zay out of nowhere just start popping it, I'm like, bro. Like that's not even you. Like why are you trying to be something you not? But he never do that, and I respect that.
yeah. What about someone like a LP?
I think that LP is in a weird spot because he does talk a lot, and that is who he
That's who
is.
he. It's just who he is.
But you can, and I don't even, to be honest, you can only talk so much before you really start having to put some action behind the shit you
Yeah,
saying. You know what I'm saying? He puts action behind it in certain situations, but it's like you got to do it in these high pressure situations, like the game versus Zay and the game versus Booz. Like those were two games where you talk real crazy and you really convinced all of us like that you was serious about the shit and that we were gonna see a different you and that you was gonna dominate. And it's like those things didn't happen. You
yeah,
know, are you capable of those things? I still think so. Yeah, you don't become a SEC Division 1 player, and you don't be able to play overseas and do all of these things if you don't have those capabilities. But to this point, it's like you show flashes, but the times where you show it is against lesser competition. Like I haven't really seen him show that in a 1v1 setting against competition that I would deem is at his talent level. Because I think his talent level is one of the top ones in that
yeah. I
space.
agree.
You know what I'm saying? But we both know that a person being more talented does not make them more better.
That's why we
Like
play the
Kyrie,
games. Still got
yeah,
to go
like
out there and win.
exactly. Like Kyrie is probably the most talented player ever. When it comes to like the skill of
Tools,
basketball.
skills. Yeah,
But is he better than Michael Jordan? Is he better than LeBron James? Is he better
yeah,
than Giannis? No, he's not better than those guys. But he's the more talented. So I think
yeah,
like LP is one of those guys where he's like one of the most talented in his space, but he's not better than these guys. And I think it's really just because he relies so much on his talent that he kind of forgets sometimes about
that
the work that you got to
effort
put in,
part, the work part.
discipline. Yes,
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying. So, but he can keep you entertained. But I think at some point people gonna stop like kind of buying into the shit if he don't get some big wins. Like he got to get some big
yeah.
wins.
I think he's in a situation where if he wins, the whole internet is going to be on his side and it's going to be the loudest it's
Hmm.
ever been. But when he loses, it's the opposite way. So
Yeah,
yeah, he's in a kind of tough situation when he's not winning those games. Um,
100%.
I guess looking at this all in card, then you kind of already spoiled a little bit, but I guess with like Mike Harden, Trey Croft, do you know much about either of them? Like, do you
Yeah,
know who you
I,
got
I
winning that
watch.
game?
I know Trey. I know
Okay,
Mike. Um, I think Trey will win. I think Mike Harden, after coming off that King win, is a lot more confident, and that's a good win because King was a good player. But I just like Trey Crawford game, man. I think
yeah, his game is really
you know what
aesthetically
I'm saying.
pleasing.
Yeah, like I like his game, and I know he's coming off of having a confident year too because he was overseas in France and he went to Israel, so I think he had good showings in both places. So I think he's coming in with a lot of confidence as he should because he had a good year. But I think Mike Harden to me is just he just misses a lot of shots, and it's like his shot's
Man,
so pretty,
he
so I
gets
don't be
them,
getting
he
it.
creates them, he just won't hit them.
Yeah, he just don't hit him, and he has a pretty looking shot. Like it ain't like his shot ugly or something. It's not broken,
And in
bro.
team settings, he makes them. So I don't know what
Hmm.
the disconnect is from ones to teams. It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think that if he's able to make shots at a decent rate, I think it could go either way. But
Yeah.
like right now, as is right now, I got Trakeoff.
Okay. Then we got Lat and Jerome. You spoke about that. You
I
got
got Rome.
Jerome in a close one.
Yeah, I got it being like 26-30 Rome.
What do you think Lat has to do to win this type of game?
I don't. He has to just make a lot of shots
You think he
because
just has to beat him to 30?
yes,
Just
because
like,
Rome is used to playing against bigger dudes, and Lat just not big enough. Like he gonna shoot over the top of Lat,
yeah,
and it ain't that Lat not playing good defense. It's just Rome. Like like he's same as I tell. Like he's the overseas version of Isaiah Thomas to me. Like I played with and against Isaiah. He's about 5'9", but he get his shot off on anybody, and I don't
yeah,
know how, but it's just one of them things. Like, so if he getting his shot off over 6'8", then you 6'1", 5'10", whatever. Like, you're not going to affect this shot. And you might think you do, but you don't. So like, I think that his best bet is just beating him to 30 by having a really good offensive showing. I don't really see
yeah.
him being able to shut Jerome down.
Yeah, I said the same. I think there's two worlds where Lat wins, and it's like one, you just say you're going to make this the most physical. You try to use your youth and just be like, we're just going to be
Hmm.
physical and try to make this the longest game the 30 he's ever played, or
Hmm.
turn it into a shooting contest and you just hope that you're shooting better than him on the day.
For sure.
Because I think if it's a normal game and you have to figure stuff out on the day, I just think Jerome's been there so
Yeah.
much and he's had more practice having to figure stuff out in the flow that he just like it's just natural to him now. So yeah, I think it's gonna be
100%.
a great game because I think it's gonna be a very skilled. I think it'll be the most like skilled matchup we have
Mhm.
on the card.
For sure.
Um, and then Da Rob, you already said you got Da in that one. You think
I
that's
got DA.
another close game?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a close game. I think Rob is gonna actually come out like striking
Yeah,
because I think he understands what's at stake here. I think that DA is gonna come out prepared for it too because he understands he's been talking shit too. You know what I'm saying? So he understands what he has to do too. DA is another guy, he's a pro and he take the shit personal. It ain't like he a nice like DA ain't no nice dude. He take the shit personal. He quiet, but he ain't no nice dude for real. You know what I'm saying? And so
yeah,
uh I got him beating him just because it's one of those things like you said, like being with experience and with age and experience, you get a different level of being able to figure things out quicker, and you understand how to attack certain things maybe faster than this guy does. And I think that he's gonna do a better job of that. And I think he's gonna make shots at a way higher rate than he did the first time they played because he didn't shoot the ball well for for what I known him for.
yeah. I think I was saying the same. Whenever I was talking about the hands free, Da was a really good example of that. As soon as
Hmm.
he got like a little bit of space, he was just shooting wherever he got
Right
his
over
hands
top.
free. He was
Yep.
shooting long
Yep.
two, a deep three, get into the mid range and fade away. Wherever he could get his hands free, he was knocking that down. So
Hmm.
I think he needed that first game to like figure out what type of shots were going to be available. So I think
Hmm.
he's going to be far more dangerous this time. But I mean, at the same time, I think the same with Rob. I think Rob,
Yep.
like, he's won that. Had he not lost to Da, he'd still be considered like number one or number two in the
Hmm.
space. So I think for him, he knows how important this win is. And I'm surprised Da gave him this game. I thought he was going to make Rob play five or six
I did
people
too.
before.
I did too. Honestly, I did too. I think that they probably had to pay them guys really good to
Yeah,
make this
it definitely
happen.
had to make sense.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't
Yeah,
think DA takes this game otherwise.
yeah, I agree. Scoob Keon.
I got Keon. I think that Keon, to me, I've seen him play two ways. I've seen him play against one of the muckiest players in the game in Moon and beat Moon in that fashion. The game was ugly as fuck, and he
11 for
beat
11
Moon.
free throws.
You know what I'm saying? And he beat him and his game. Like the way Moon beat guys is he makes the game long and ugly.
Yep.
And Keon was able to beat him there. And then I've also seen Keon play just normal and beat guys. I think he does a really good job of not allowing guys to put their hands on him. Like he's good
Yeah.
at detaching,
Yeah. That's a
So I think
superpower
that
for him for sure.
yes. So and he's a lot more quicker and explosive than people think. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Watching him in person, it still surprised me. Like you can
Hmm.
say it on camera, but once I saw him, I was like, oh wow, like this is not a
Yeah,
normal athlete.
for sure. So
Yeah.
I think that people underestimate that part of his game too because he's so finesse. But I think that as long as he's able to contain Scoob, and not let Scoob go on those runs, because Scoob will run off some in the road if you allow him. If he don't let him run them off, I think that he can win that game. But I got Scoob. I mean, I got Keon winning.
You think close, or you think he wins
Yeah,
comfortably?
I think I don't see. Well, I don't remember all the games on the card. I probably have to think about them because well, how many cards? It's like seven
Well, we
games, six,
just
seven
got
games.
just two more after this. It's just you
Okay.
and Nas, and then Zay and Bijan.
Okay. So yeah, I don't think that no game gets out of hand outside of mine. And even with my game, I think like what do you think out of hand is first? Like what is out of
No,
hand?
the way I call these, I think they're all 50-50 games because everyone is a talented player.
Hmm.
I think when you go into a game and you're just physically more dominant than the other person, like okay,
Hmm.
that game can get out of hand because he doesn't have answers. Whereas I look at this game and I feel like everyone has like a superpower where everyone's an elite scorer to where it's like, well, imagine one guy's on fire today. Well, the other guy's still good enough to catch on fire too. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't think any of these games get out of hand.
But what is your
Out of hand,
definition of like score wise? What is your definition of like a blowout or like like is it
12.
okay? So
I
like
think 12.
30 20. What is that? What is that? What is that to you?
Obviously depending on what it looks like, but like Bijan versus Reese, even though it was like something like that where even if Reese would have got to 16, that whole
It
game we
still
were
was a dominant performance. Yeah.
yeah, it looked like he didn't have an answer for him. So I think it's probably less about score, but if I did have to give you a score, probably 12 points is where I start thinking like, damn,
Okay.
like even if it
Well,
looked close, that was probably a
I
blowout.
think that I think that the only game that would be like that for real would be mine. Like third, like I think because when I look at like trying to like saying Nas will get like 10 would be kind of because that's just three threes. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
I
And it's
don't
make it take
see.
it.
Yeah,
So
you know
it's
what I'm
not
saying.
like
So like
four
hold
possessions.
them
It
to
might just
10
be
ain't
one
really
possession.
realistic. Yeah, that ain't really realistic. But I think anywhere from that 15 to 20 mark, I think is very doable. You know what I'm saying? Because all things considered, I think that range is very doable to hold them to 20 or less. I think I'm capable, or I'm not even think I know I'm capable of doing that. So it's just about me going and doing it. But when it comes to that Keon and school game, I think that it's gonna be a 4 point game.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And because Scoob is another one who that used to be his style was playing like Moon, where he'd really muck it up. And then
Hmm.
obviously the bonus situation has forced, like, has kind of taken that out. And it's funny, Scoob hasn't fallen off at all. Like
Hmm.
he just shows that like, oh, whatever the style of basketball is, like he knows
But you
how
know
he knows.
why? Because for one, he's a good adjuster. Like he know he I think he does a really good job of adjusting. I think that's come with the amount of experience he's had. 'Cause he's the first guy I think I've seen that played once for real. Like
Yeah,
consistent
that's how
competitive
I got
once. He
into
was
the
the
one
first
scene
guy.
watching him.
But the thing that I think will always hold you in place is you can shoot. He can shoot. So
And
because
he can
he's
make
able to
tough
shoot,
shots too.
yes, and he can make tough shots. So being able to do that, I think it always keeps you in a place where you can always compete.
Yeah,
Now it's
no
just
matter
about
what style
finishing,
of
and he's
basketball, it
always
works
usually
everywhere.
good at closing. You know what I'm saying? So your shooting translates everywhere, especially
Yeah.
with the way the game's played today. Shooting translates everywhere. So the fact that he can really shoot the ball really good, it's gonna always have him where he's gonna be competitive, even if he doesn't win.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree. I've got Scoob winning it only
Hmm.
because watching the last couple, but I think it's going to be the same. It's going to be a possession game. But watching the Keon Scar game and the Keon Moon game, I saw a couple habits like Keon reacts, like he
Hmm.
just hoops, and that can go one of two ways. Either that person is impossible to guard because they're not thinking. So if they don't know what they're doing, you don't know what they're doing. But I
Hmm.
feel like someone like a Scoob will try to put him into a box and be like, I'm only going to let you do these things. If he's able to do that, I think that's where Keon could struggle. But we also have not seen anyone be able to do that. Like you can think you're
Hmm.
forcing him left, and then he'll find a
Hmm.
way back out to the right. So again, this will be a game plan thing. Whoever executes their game plan better, I think, wins this. I, for some reason, think Scoob will be able to, but again,
I'm not. I could see. I could
we
definitely
haven't
see
seen it yet
Scoop
either.
winning.
So
You know what I'm saying? I could
yeah,
definitely see Scoop winning. I just like Keon. I think I'm just a fan of Keon and how he's progressing and how he's growing as a player within the space. So I think that's why I'm going with him. But it wouldn't surprise me at all. It could go
yeah,
either way for
yeah,
sure.
for sure, for sure. And then we'll get to Bijan and Zay.
I got Bijan winning because I think that Bijan is a like I think the three ball is really big if he's able to make it like he was like he if he's been able to make it like he has as of late in his last few showings. I think that that'll set him up to really win if he can make them at that rate. I think that's gonna be tough as fuck though, but because Zay's different. Like to me, I don't know why people don't. A lot of more people don't have him one. Not even just because of
Well, think about what you just said. Why don't
yeah.
people have him one? And then you said you got Bijan winning.
No, I get that. I got Bijan winning, but that
It's
doesn't
the
mean that
style.
to
It's
me.
the style he plays. I just don't think it's. We know what he's going to do. We know he's going to drive to the basket. He's going to get to his right hand. He's going to shoot right-handed floaters. We know it. We know he's not going to shoot a lot of threes. But it's like every time he gets out there, it's still surprising that he just makes it happen.
Yeah, he do. He make that shit happen, man. But I think that I just think the three ball is gonna be the difference. Now, Bijan is gonna have to defend his ass off and be like he's strong enough to withstand those bumps. I
Yeah.
think that's something that Bijan can do. It's just about can you make him, which nobody has yet. Can you really make him like shoot for real? Like, can you make him shoot 10 threes?
Yeah,
If
that's
you
the
if you
that's the
if you can
magic
make him
formula.
shoot 10 threes, then and if he beats you like that, then he just beats you because he has become better at shooting his catch and shoot three. But if he go 2 or 3 for 10, then that you help yourself a lot.
That's 7 possessions for Bijan,
You know what
and we
I'm
know
saying?
how deadly he is on offense. So
Exactly. So I think that now Bijan's Bijan say he's gonna be on 30-16. Now but what's crazy is like I fuck with that because
if he
when he
wins, that's
said this
probably what it
shit,
would look like, right?
I don't know. I just know when he said that shit, he really meant it. Like I could
He
see it in his
he
eyes
hasn't
because
been wrong
I
yet
was on
on
there
any
with
of
him when he
those
said
either.
it. Like he meant it. Like he was like 30-16. Like straight. Like he meant that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I now I don't know if he's gonna win 30-16 because that's a tall task for Zay from but man, Bijan, I think if anybody can beat him, I think that Bijan will be the guy to do it. I like Bijan.
Yeah, I think again, like I said, all these games are 50-50. This is what the one-on-one scene should be, is like pros going at it. I do think the difference here for me, I probably got Zay winning this like 60-40. So
Mm-hmm.
I think if they played 10 times, I think he would win 6. I think
Mm-hmm.
Bijan win 4. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't think it's crazy to say Bijan wins this because again, there's not a lot of guys on the scene with an offensive capability as Bijan. Like when he gets
For
hot,
sure.
I think him, Rob, and LP, like their microwave is like it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
It's crazy
But
for sure.
the difference with Bijan is he's far more efficient. I feel like he gets
Mm-hmm.
to the rim a lot better. He can score in the mid range too. So I think he just gets himself going a lot easier than Rob and LP do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got Zay winning this, but yeah, obviously Bijan's my guy, and I would love to see like what this would do for his year. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
up there considered for one of the Player of the Year candidates. So
Mm-hmm.
either way, this is going to be a good game. I'm excited to see it. But I got
100%.
Zay, and then obviously your game with Nas. So you think it's going to be not close?
I don't. I just maybe he'll prove me wrong. Like I said, I'm not. I'm man enough to be able to say like once that game is over, however it go, like hey, he proved me wrong. He was better than what I thought, or whatever. Like I don't have no problem doing that. You feel me? But as is right now, I don't see it being. I don't see him like I say my. He could very well get over 20. I'm not saying he can't, but my goal is to keep him under 20. You know what
Are
I'm saying?
you strong enough to keep him from just ducking his head and going to the basket?
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Are you going to be close enough to where he's not just getting jab threes?
Not worried about that.
And it's like, can you guard his anchor step? Like, it's quick as shit.
A lot of, like I said, like a lot of that stuff, I know what's coming. He's one of them dudes where I kind of feel like he plays how he plays. I don't think
Yeah,
he really kind of
it makes you
changes,
deal with it. It's
you
similar
know
to
what I'm
Zay
saying?
though,
Which is cool. Like, but when you play that way, if you go against an elite guy, you give them an opportunity
to
to
force you to your
understand yo,
weaker
yeah,
options.
they understand your habits and your and the things you do, and they're able to take away a lot of that stuff. Like I can time his cadence on a lot of stuff too. So his bump, he's strong. Like I know he's strong. I've seen him. He's a built dude. But I play against guys like that and they're taller. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
like that's why I don't see it being that big of a problem. I think it's gonna be adjustments that'll have to be made to into in during the game. Like I'm not just sitting here saying like
you'll
he's
just lock
ass.
everything up.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm gonna have to make adjustments. I'm not, but I think I'll make the adjustments I need quicker than he might be ready for. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? But I already know the non-negotiables with him and what you have to take away with him. And the main thing to me is like the jab three. Like you got to take that away because he can run those off pretty good.
yep,
Um, and so like that would be probably my main key thing that I would take away. And then the other stuff, it just comes as the game goes, and I just kind of read what he does and just react. And that bump, like being able to withstand that bump, I think I think I do a really good job of withstanding bumps because
timing
I
it.
know they're coming. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So I think
yeah,
that I think I'll be ready for a lot of that.
yeah. I think for me, it's like, all right, what world does Nas win? And it's like if he does the Zay strategy and just like wears you down to 30 and turns this into a long game, and we've seen Nas do that in most of his games. So it's like I think that's a world where he wins. Or if you're actually not able to get your hands free for shots consistently,
Hmm.
and you
I'll say this
waste
too though,
and you waste possessions off of
for
like
sure.
the weird like catching it up at the top
Hmm.
and just like catch boom they knock it away and you're like ah damn, it's like
Hmm.
no, that's not an oh damn, like
Yeah,
that's huge, like you can't
sure.
have those. So I think if those things happen, yeah, that's good, it's going to be rough for you.
I think that also the thing that people don't talk about, he has to guard me too.
Yeah,
Like a lot of people are, it's always how you gonna guard him. And it's like, well, hold on, how the fuck you gonna guard me? Like you got to guard me too. This ain't ordinary. You know what I'm saying? So like, defense is important, but also remember he got to check this shit too. And he ain't checked shit like this before. 6'5" with a burner and can get to the rim. And the burner is secondary because my strength is getting to the rim, but I've turned my secondary into a primary. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
he got to guard this shit too. So
And
it ain't
are you the
just you know what
same?
I'm
Are you the
saying.
same player though at 20 points when there it's been physical the whole time? I think that's the obviously it's not for me to answer. It's not for me to say. But for me,
So
those would be the questions going in where it's
well,
like,
hey, once all this is over with and the smoke is settled, we'll see. And I want you to ask me the same questions because I'm going to give you answers and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I prepare. Like I ain't gonna say how I prepare right now,
yeah,
but these same questions I want you to ask me them once this game is over when I win, so I
I'm
can
looking
tell you and
looking
I can
forward to having the
explain to
conversation
you.
after.
You know what I'm saying? So I can explain to you like, okay, this is what I did and this is how I did it and this is how it translated. Because a lot of the stuff you're asking, they are good questions to ask, but I feel like I have the answers for them.
Yeah. And again, you know me, I be thinking basketball and just get going. So anytime there's stuff you don't want to obviously put out there before your matchup, just let me know. But also
Oh no, for sure.
at the same time, I think this is the stuff that will help push the scene forward too when people can.
Hmm.
Like the way you think about basketball, we had some conversations at that All-Star weekend event, but there's a
Hmm.
lot of guys that I really like the way they think about the game. And I think,
Hmm.
we were talking about the drama and toxicity. I'm like, man, this is like, there's a lot here that we could push forward with just the basketball side rather than all
Hmm.
the other stuff. So I'm looking forward to having like the conversations afterwards to kind of see how a pro, approach the situation from being outside looking in. I think it'll be really
Hmm.
good.
No, for sure. I agree with you. I think it's two sides. The controversy is gonna be there. It's just I would rather it be a natural thing than it being forced. But also the other side, the hooping side, just coming and hooping. Like I respect that too. Like it was no real drama initially between the Nesco and Jerome game, and that was a great game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
really good game.
So little stuff like that, like man, those were great games. Even with the well, I can't even say that because it was kind of drama there. But yeah, it's I'm sure it's other examples I just can't think of right now. But the drama isn't needed, but it's cool. It just
Well, I mean,
it's gonna
the
make it
best
hurt
game,
even more.
one of the best games on the scene was Scoob and Nas. And it wasn't
Yeah.
because of drama; it's because the basketball was good. Zay and Rob
But
was,
that was the game I was thinking of. But then I kind of thought about the storyline about
but you know
the
that was like a year ago, and they've been cool
yeah
since then. So it's still
yeah
like not fabricated, but it was just like what you said. It's like we were just speaking on what was already there. It didn't have to be built up or
mm-hmm.
faked, you know.
Yeah,
And I think
for
same
sure.
thing with Rob and Zay
Mm-hmm.
was one
I
of the
get
best
that.
games, and it's like it's because it
Yeah,
was such a good game
yeah,
and it was
for
good
sure. That
play.
was a hell
So
of a game. Hell of a game.
so overall, all in card, I think it's great because it's got so many pros that are like legit one on one pros that pay attention to the space. And then it's got so many of our good 1v1 YouTube hoopers too. So it's kind of getting us closer to answering those questions that everyone has. But yeah, did you have anything else that you wanted to say before we got out of here?
Nah, not really. I always appreciate coming on here talking to you because you don't really bring like you don't bring the BS. You just talk basketball. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So I can always appreciate that because I'm more of that than I am toxic. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like
Yeah.
that shit. I really just like to talk basketball, and we debate on what it is we like and don't like, and then we elaborate on it. So I appreciate you for having this space. I think that your page gets love, but it doesn't get enough as much love as it should because you don't do that. But I think that over time, as you continue to grow, and as the basketball world continues to grow and people continue to listen into you, I think it'll continue to grow at an organic rate, and
Yeah.
you'll get more love that you do deserve, bro. Because you doing it the right way. So I want you to know I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And again, for me, I always try to think like I would much prefer the players and the owners like what I do and respect what I do than like the fans. And if I
Hmm.
do it the right way through them, then it's like the fans will come because there's a lot of fans that want to hear the basketball talk and that sort of stuff too. So I think you're right, but I do think the only way it will get there is like the slow process doing it the right way.
Hmm.
And I'm okay with that, and it's fun doing it that way too. So
For
appreciate you,
sure.
man, for being on and having the conversation. And yeah, I know all the chat and everybody in here enjoyed it. But yeah, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you too,
Good
brother. I'll see
good
you soon.
luck. Good luck in your game. Looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.